Now is my screen visible? Okay. Sorry. I think I stopped it for something that time and I didn't realize. Okay. So yeah, starting all over again. And the simple funda is Renko, straddle, take a straddle chart of ATM, plot it whenever you're plotting, and then wait for it to break below all three D smarts. D smarts are 30, 45, 60, and there's no other patterns. There's just intraday lines just for me to reference how many days what we are talking now. Apart from these three, we don't need anything else. And the system works in such a way that as and when it closes, right, it closes below all three D smarts you enter. The risk is around, if you see here, 527 or 522 to 632, 110 points. At a lot size of 65, you're looking at 6,000 to 7,000 loss, right? Let me keep a buffer. I will keep it 150 points is the max loss that you're going to accept in this system, right? And let it run. Don't think of gap up, gap down, nothing. You are going to exit only when this thing happens. You know, if a straddle has to go up more than 150 points, Nifty has to move at least 400 points, right? So a gap up, gap down of 400 points is I don't know. I don't even want to go to the odds. It's not happening. Once in a decade, maybe once a year, maybe, but I'm not going to fight the odds of once a decade, once a year. Just let it run, right? Again, you got an exit here, no entry. By then, your strike would have changed, but I'm just giving you an example. Once it comes here, you enter. As soon as you enter, see it went against. Nothing to panic. Just till it closes above this, one brick above this, you are not to exit, right? Let it just run. The design, the nature of options is to go to zero. Don't fight those odds. You're going to support them. You're already trying to fight them with option buying, right? So don't try to fight them. This is more or less, already there on Algostra, but I'm not happy with the way Algostra is doing. Let me show you that also. I want you all to try this on your manual front. Okay? Straddles. Sorry. See, December, the problem that I have is it sees a clean December, but my problem is why didn't it take trades on so many days? I don't mind the profit or the loss. Even in January, I'm going through the same. One full week, you didn't get a straddle. God must be crazy. It's not possible, right? As of now, it's an excellent tool. It's an excellent system. My P&F, this is the only P&F system, and it works well, right? There is really no problem. Renko, the minute I come to Renko, problem. In 14 days, one trade or one position only opened and closed. In I think we started this around 8th or something, somewhere I don't recall the date of when we started December. You cannot have three trades. This is the system that is getting triggered on our Telegram channel where it says Nifty CE buy or PE buy or whatever it comes, right? How can we get so many triggers in one day, but Algostra doesn't pick a single trade any other days, right? I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm saying it is not yet ready for our system, right? So if you want to use it, it's an excellent system. I don't mind you try it. Try it. Okay. The funda is very simple, and I think by now we all know how I would like to operate. This is going to be my companion for the next 20 years. Why? I'm considering the smart as a trend filter, which is smarter than a little moving average. Why? Because it also has the component of super trend. right? So this is going to be smarter. Tomorrow, if something happens and DSmart is not available, you can still change the same thing to uh, moving averages and move on, right? If tomorrow DSmart goes away or super trend or something, you just need to modify the trend filter. That's it. The core properties of Renko is a brick, and I'm going by brick. I'm not going by any pattern, any system. Nothing matters to me in the whole world apart from this close one brick close below the 3D smarts, and then just exit. It can't get simpler than this. And if you see, once you got entry here, again 230, 228 or something you got. And this is one day, right? The intraday. In intraday, you capture 25, 30 points. And I'm telling you, I've captured it. If you see Algostra, sorry, this thing is acting. If you see Algostra, the days it has worked, go to December. The days it has worked, it has come well, right? When it comes together, I'm trying this for an automated intraday system, but positional also plays fantastic. You don't really have to get into too many things, right? If you can see here, this is not the true picture, but I'd like to think that this system has very, very low chances of failure because we are not triggering too many things. We are letting price decide, right? If you really have to see, then this from here, it would have price would have moved quite a bit. What is the date of this? 7th Jan. Let's see what's happened. Where is the price on 7th Jan? See, 7th Jan onwards, price has moved like this, right? Close was 26,140. Now you're at 25,700. When did it give me a breakout? When did it give me an exit? Let's see. It gave me an exit on 16th Jan, right? 7th Jan, it gave me an entry and it's giving me an exit on 16th Jan close, which is 25,694, which is, maybe intraday it gave me a close and then it died again, right? Because the trend continued to relive and go further down. The intraday business, don't break your head. It's not going to cut it through so much, right? We are seeing a live example of coming from 500 points, 26,140 to 25,700, right? Almost 500 points. Your straddle has survived and it will survive. There has been a few hiccups. I'm not denying that hiccups, but one of the things I think Sanjay mentioned when I was chatting with him earlier is, can I re-enter when it goes into this? Don't enter mid position anywhere here. I want a fresh breakout. So how do you calculate a fresh breakout? Nothing here. Now it is in one of this, you can enter here, right? When you enter here, what is your this thing? Your low is 302. Your DSmart 60 is 365. 60 points, 3,500 rupees stop loss. Keep going. You got an exit at 265. Your entry was at 302. You made 30 points. In a matter of one day, and the second day, intraday, you got exit, right? So you can just put this. Now, if somebody wants to really work and are pretty good with, trade point and stuff, just go to your conditions will be simple. Straddle entry, price below working line at 60, 45, 30. 30, 45, 60. Straddle exit will be price above 60, right? 1 minute, 1%. Don't take 3%. It becomes the stop losses go 150, 175 points kind, right? But your trends also will last that much longer. But I don't want to take that kind of risk. 1 minute, 1%. 100 point, I can afford 6,500, maybe 8,000, 9,000, keeping buffer because of slippages and drama that happens in our systems. This is, in a nutshell, going to be my partner for neutral days selling. Like literally, one positions of straddle will be on, and you know there are. I'm not going to get into price complications. There are going to be money crunch issues because a lot of people won't be able to afford 3.5, 4 lakhs per lot of straddle. So you can do a fly. You take a 5 delta or 10 delta buy hedge. Call side, put side, you buy a 5 or 10 delta hedge and bring down the margin to about a lakh. Okay. Any questions? Why is my admin typing why? No idea what happens. Guys, are you all there? Okay. Rajinder, Sanjay, any questions from you all? And Ravindra, anything from anybody?
No, sir.
Thank you. Rajinder, Ravindra, anything from you all? Okay, Rajinder, thank you. Ravindra, anything from you? I don't know if you can hear me, but I do certainly hope you are okay. Otherwise, we will connect offline. Okay. And the second thing, I'm going to switch to point and figure now to show you a very, very, I wouldn't call it innovative, but I would call it more common sense driven system. But I think it is extremely important, right? Let me get Nifty 50 on 1 minute 0.05. Okay. This is the intraday system. You can do it on any pattern. You can do it on any time frame, not any pattern. You can do it on any time frame and whatever is interesting. But I will explain to you what I'm doing, right? Go to pattern, type XO2, take bullish, and same thing, XO2. Did I take bullish or bearish? Okay, that's it. This is your support and resistance line. There is a beauty of point and figure. Let us explore what the beauty of point and figure is. Okay, I'll take this example and we'll go backwards from here. Can you see here? There is a X and O at the same level, right? It can happen at the top, but it will be an interchanged like this. O and X. If this column is X, then you will get a support. If this column is O, then you'll get resistance, right? Now, the way I look at it, there's something that happened here at the support, right? It got a pushback and it got above. The support was broken, but it was a weak breakout. It got a pushback, but then it didn't come, right? But then this level for me is extremely important. Why this horizontal line? See this level. I have to watch this level, right? I will watch this level. Now, why this becomes very interesting. Now, I will take the previous 5 instances. I don't take more than previous 5 instances because it adds to too much noise. This is here, right? This is here. Then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get a fifth one, which is here. Okay. Can you see this? Let me explain what happens here. The unique feature of point and figure is X and O. And in this X and O, I'm finding a pattern where both X and high made the same low or the same high, means psychologically this level is where something has happened, right? You, when this XNO you draw, you can create your own system using XNO. I know somebody who's done this and who's doing a fantastic job, and on Algostra who's doing really well. But again, there is a lot of skips, and it's a different story. But you can definitely consider doing this. But this is a proper reversal system, right? You need to figure out a reversal systems. But go back, do your homework. This is a psychology driven support and resistance. You want to add one more layer of, you know, complication to this to make your life a little more crazy. I will take the whole thing, right? Let me clear out all the lines. Let me do it like this, which makes life easy. You know, this is one zone. Instead of making, all textbooks teach us to make zones, right? This is my zone. You can make this a overlapping zone. It doesn't matter, right? That means these are extremely important levels. When they overlap, right? These are extremely important. I don't know why this thing went like this. Now let's take a few zones here. Why this doesn't want to come? See, this is a very, very strong resistance. Twice it has happened the same way here. See this. Now, if you go back and see the patterns, everything is revolved around here. You are getting a crazy hit here. So this level is now extremely important for Nifty to cross. Means 26,150 is going to be really, really hard, right? You can see this. Like these are my zones now. It's very close by here. And if you want, you can add whatever you want. I'm just going to add a single moving average. No, it's not a pattern. My apologies. It's an indicator. And I'm not going to think. I'm just going to add, right? You can create a system, you can create a support resistance, you can create anything you want from this. But this is a very objective way of finding psychological heavy zones. Very, very rarely, I wouldn't call it very rarely. It does not come too often. But when it comes, it creates a good pattern. Don't go too back, I would say. Of course, it's your experiment. You can go back, and if you think there is value in this, you can go back and do your bit, and do it accordingly, right? What I want to request you to do is use this. I'll tell you why. In everything I do, I talk about 20 years. In 20 years, this XO is not going to change. The way you draw support and resistance is not going to change. It is going to bring objectivity, it's going to bring discipline, and it's going to even make you consistent with these levels. This is one level which is not going to change. The system is going to exist. You want to use Renko's one back, two back. That also will not change in the next 20 years. Next 50 years, you pass it on to your kids, your grandkids, whoever. It is not going to change. 10, 20, 50 years, right? Because both of them are core properties of a charting method, and that charting method is not going to change. They have survived hundreds of years. They're going to survive 100 more years, and this thing is going to survive those 100 of years. That's it. Hands down, period. It's going to bring discipline. It's going to bring objectivity. You are not assuming that this is an important level. You are letting point and figure chart tell you which is an important level. You want to draw a line, you want to draw a zone, you want to do whatever you want or however you want to add a trading system around it. Please feel free to explore, because this is a very, very powerful, psychologically strong, and a long lasting system. Clear? There's nothing that we can dig deep. If you really want to know what this XO2 is, you can uh, what do you say? You can go to that Definite channel and you can read up about uh, their what is this system about, right? And that way you will be able to understand what XO2 is. Guys, I don't think XO2 is difficult. It's just that if it's the first column is O, then the high can be made by X and it can reverse from there. If XO2, the first column is X, then the low can be equal to the X low. It's no science, it's common sense. And you don't really need to go too deep into it. You can add 2 layers, you can add 3 layers, you can add multi-layers, you can try whatever you want, right? But this is the idea. This is the concept. Psychologically strong, long-lasting systems, and this is the second one that I have. Any questions? Okay. Rajinder gives a thumbs up. Anybody else? Any questions? Thumbs up, no thumbs up, no questions. This is a particularly odd, silent group. I don't know
How do
how.
we use this as a entry, sir?
Sorry,
Where do we enter in this place? Like suppose,
I've
can you show
I've
me?
not explored it. I've not explored entry.
Hmm.
But if you are asking for this, this is my zone. Like you don't, my entry systems are purely Renko based, right? I'm not deviating from that. A lot
Okay.
of people use point and figure. I'm trying to tell you, you can take the zones of this and plot it on your charts, wherever, whichever systems you're following. Like I'm not really, going deep into entry and exits on this. I'm
Okay.
just saying these are my critical levels. If here it is above here, and my Renko gives me a buy in my scanner, I'm buying. End of story. You got it.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes.
I just added this just for sake of whatever you can imagine and you can draw out. But this is nothing more than, I will just take the high of this, the low of this, and I will make a chart on my. If you've seen if you've seen my charts previously, I have drawn certain lines before and I've shared charts. Right. You'll see basis this I've entered, basis this I will exit. That was something like this. I don't know. This was an experiment. Please ignore this. Basically, your lines will come. What is the high low here? 26,172, and the low of this is 26,120. 26,172, and where is 172? And 130. Let me just draw this like this. And coordinates 26,172 and 26,130. Okay,
Okay,
let
sir.
me let me take it to minutes or hours. It makes it easier. Okay, and it will come like this. You will see proper price action happening here. And the others, the minute you start drawing others, they will start overlapping and they'll start coming here. Like somewhere here, you'll start seeing those 2, 3 overlappings happening.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else from anybody else? No? Girish, Rajinder, Ravindra. Okay, I think that's fairly this thing. What I will do is I will end the session here. I will do Bitcoin another day because I don't want to mix it and I want you all to take some time. And in the meanwhile, I will develop something more advanced to what I'm doing now. I have got a couple of ideas with my earlier chats with a few people on Bitcoins. And I will come back to you guys maybe next week or in 2 weeks with a complete dashboard that you can access. Okay. If there are no questions, then I can stop the recording and I can move. I can close the call. I'm going to stop recording and